Hi there, this is Michael from the 7-Step System to pass the TOEFL IBT. I'm the founder, the materials writer, and the owner of all the lessons. And right now I want to go through some basic instructions for you guys at my website on how to use my writing section of the course. Writing is step 6. You'll notice when you go to step 6, you'll get some basic instructions, and then you will see 18 lessons. These lessons help prepare you for the independent and the integrated writing tasks. My suggestion is, before you do a practice test, make sure you review the lessons. For example, if you want to do an independent practice test at my site, make sure that you look at the lessons first and then take the practice test. You notice that the first practice test, I think, is 45 minutes. And the next one is 40, then 35, then 30. The first few practice tests, I'm giving you a little bit more time so that you can carefully use what you've learned. You can apply it to the practice test, and you can organize your ideas accordingly without having to worry too much about the time constraint. Now, obviously, the TOEFL, you only have 30 minutes for the independent writing task, right? But here's what you want to do. So go through some of the writing lessons for the independent writing task, and then do a practice test. At that point, either I or one of my TOEFL specialists will listen to the practice, will read the practice test, and we'll give it a score. And what we'll do is we'll email you back and we'll tell you that we scored the practice test. And what you want to do, though, is go back to the website exactly where you took the practice test. That's where you will see our comments after your practice test, but also on that same web page, you'll see a model essay. It's an essay which does score 30 points out of 30. You'll even see a discussion of why that essay scored the way it did. So what you want to do is compare your sample to the model and ask yourself, why is your essay not maybe as organized or as developed as the model that you see, or why does that one have a little bit better grammar, a little bit better vocabulary? And sometimes by seeing a sample, it gives you a little bit better understanding of how you can organize and develop your own writing tasks. Now, of course, after, at the very bottom, you'll see a score. It'll say something like this. It'll say, hi, your score on this writing practice test is 3.75 out of 5 or 24 points out of 30, right? It'll say that. And then it'll say, for more information about your score, click on this link. And when you click on the link, it'll take you to a PDF file which tells you why you received the score you did, and it also will tell you which lessons you can focus on so you can strengthen your writing. And unfortunately, I cannot correct all the grammar, every single mistake that you're making in the writing. It just simply takes too long. I have too many students. And it's actually better if you can find the errors on your own anyway. You're going to learn better as opposed to if you have me, a professor, point out all those mistakes. However, if you have more questions about the score that you received on that writing practice test, you can send me an email. And if you can, post in the email your essay. And what I'll do at that point is I'll go over the essay by audio. I'll talk to you using maybe either doing a video, or I will go over it and I'll send you an audio file of my comments about why you received the score you did. So you can have a little bit more understanding there. But remember that I'm pretty busy. I have 150 subscribers at my service right now, so I can't spend an hour on every essay. It would be impossible for me to get it all done. But anyway, you want to do the same thing before the integrated writing practice test as well. So first of all, make sure you review the lessons that relate to the integrated writing practice. And there's one that's very important. It's called Answering the Integrated Writing Task. You need to look at this video, watch it a few times. I'm telling you, many of my students have got 27 out of 30 after watching this video. They use my techniques, my organizational patterns, and they use that when they're doing the integrated writing task, and they actually score very, very high there. So make sure you look at that and watch that, right? So anyway, after you go through those lessons, then you can do one of my integrated writing practice tests. And in this case, again, you'll go to the actual web page. You'll watch the video. The video will give you the reading passage. It'll give you the lecture. Then you get the question. And at that point, you'll have 20 minutes to prepare your response to that one as well. And we'll do the same thing that we did with your independent writing tasks. We'll read it. We'll score it. We'll give you some comments. And we'll send you to a link that will discuss in more detail what score you received and why, and also what lessons from my 7-step system you can focus on based on the score you have. For example, if you get a score of 4.5 out of 5, which is maybe 27 or 28 points, obviously you don't need to really review much. That's a great score, right? However, if you score 3.0 out of 5, you probably need to review my grammar step. You might need to review some of my vocabulary lessons. You probably have to go back to some of the writing lessons and review those, I think, before you can move forward and get better. Now, if I see something specific, some specific problem in the writing, I may suggest a specific lesson for that specific problem so that way you can really target your weakness and get better from there. Alrighty? But anyway, that's basically how you use my writing step, and that is going to help you. I'm telling you, I can help you get higher than 24 points out of 30. But remember this, the only way I can help you is if you do the practice test, because if you don't do them, I cannot evaluate them. I can't see where you are and what you need to do to get better. You see what I'm saying? So I know taking a writing practice test is probably no more fun than going to the dentist. I understand that, but you need to do the practice test. That way you get the feedback, you make some changes, you try new practice tests, you get more feedback, you make a few adjustments. And remember that at my website I have 10 different independent practice tests. I have 10 integrated practice tests. And if you go through all 20 of these, I'm telling you, you will be ready to get 24 points or higher on the writing section. Alrighty, anyway, that's kind of how we use the writing section.